That's what you do. You buy these clothes that cost money and make a difference in it. But we never do that.
Never complains, gets up, gets on, with a smile on his face.
We just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, every single day, without the truth. If you haven't seen it before, please watch the first two episodes, the second series.
We are on the site of the castle,
and it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
Morning, everyone. How are you? Do you know what? I was doing something before, and do you know the way, like, there's a knock at the door, so you stop what you're doing, you go to the door, and there's no one there. Is that annoying or what? Is that annoying? Yes. Anyway, they knock again, they can wait. Daryl Merry. Frankie! Hiya, Daryl. Marching down Anfield Road. This is the greatest cop-out ever known in the universe. Callum. Now you believe us, we're going to win the league. What kind of a film is that? Is it a thriller? Is it a horror for other people? Is it a romantic one? Daryl says, I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest for the first time last night. What an amazing film. I only ever watched it once, Daryl, and I didn't like it. It was brilliant, don't get me wrong, the acting, absolutely fantastic, every character were brilliant, but I don't like things like that. But see, what I think is that people are institutionalized for nothing. Yeah, for nothing. And Callum says, Jürgen's documentary is very good. Oh, I'm glad you watched. Frank's mate. Who's Frank's mate? Morning, boys. Morning, Frank's mate. Paul Bear, the old mate. Good morning, Frank and chat. Was watching All the President's Men the other night and seeing one of my favourite actors, Jason Robards. What a great actor. Do you know what you want to see him in there, Paul? And you'll get it on YouTube. It's called The Day After. And it was made around 83, something like that. And it shows you the devastation of it. Well, it was hydrogen then, war. So you can imagine what it'll be in a nuclear war, that we were on the precipice just weeks ago of becoming World War III. Think about it. But it's still going on today. with these bureaucrats in Brussels who want to escalate the war, and Zelensky, who wouldn't shut up in the Oval Office of the White House. With the president, he was very rude to the president. He wouldn't listen. He was just butting in all the time. And people are loving it. People are putting all flags up now, Ukrainian flags. Why didn't they have them up in the first? Why have they put them up now? Why didn't they put them up last week, yesterday, the day before, 48 hours ago? Why didn't they have them up then? Why is it all of a sudden? Because they don't like Trump. It's not that. Zelensky, you know, what he's saying, that lunatic, that corrupt lunatic, he's caused the deaths of 1.2 million young Ukrainians. People are forgetting that. People are forgetting that. He's complicit in all their deaths when he could have signed a peace agreement going back to March 2022 in Istanbul. And he took notice of that fella who combs his hair with a balloon, Boris Johnson. Think about that. And he wouldn't sign it. All those lads who have been killed, and girls, you know, there's girls in the army as well, are dead. There are some whose lives are completely gone. And I'm talking about the wounded with no legs, no anything, no arms. That's what war is like. And he was complicit. He was in the White House wanting to escalate it. And people are going against Trump, who's asking for peace. He wants peace. And they're turning against him. So they're complicit in deaths. And I'm talking about ordinary people like you and I, who wanted to carry on. You're complicit if you do want it to carry on in the deaths of people who'll be killed tomorrow and the day after and the day after that and next week. We're in a new month. We're in a new month today. Just can't make people out. I really can't. Anyway. So watch that. Watch the day after tomorrow, Paul. Very good. And that'll open your eyes. Frank's mate, I must say the documentary is fantastic, but no mention of why. He's not going to tell you that. He's nowhere going to tell you why he left. It's like when he went down to the arena, and he had and it was massive. It was chock-a-block, sellout. And someone came on and said, "Oh," I said, "He's not going to tell you why he left. You should know why he left. You should know why Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool Football Club and put in place this wonderful squad we've got, minus Chiesa." So you see, you've got to, honestly, the only people who tell us his family and a few mates why he left, if they didn't know already. His wife knew. If you can go back to the last game of last season when he was saying goodbye to everyone after the end of the game and he was getting presented with by the fishman, John Henry. And his wife had turned her back on that because he went down to say to his wife, "Yeah, come on. And she just turned her back. So she knew why he left. And think about that. Why did she turn her back on John Henry? Think about it. And I'll give you another little clue. Why wasn't on that day Edwards or Ward were there? Why weren't they there? Does that give you a clue why he left? It's me, Daryl. Oh, change my name to Frank's mate. Needed a legendary name. Frank's mate, Daryl. Come on. Really? Apparently, when Origi scored the winner against Everton in 2018, Lallana says Origi thought he equalised, hence why he got the ball and ran back. So he didn't think he got the winner. Yeah, I wondered that. That's a good point, actually. Never give that a thought. Why he picked the ball up the net and ran up to the centre circle. Mad. I was talking to Jimmy Case, who was out, having a drink. And I was talking about the San Etienne match. And when the final whistle blew, he thought we went out. He didn't think we got through. He didn't, honestly, that's genuine, that. He didn't think we got through. So what's everybody? We're through. And we went on to win the cup, didn't we? Frank's mate says, any films, Frank, I recommend for me and for tonight with me popcorn. Yeah, I'll give you a couple. But I want you to tell me, what kind of films do you like? What kind of genre films do you like? And Paul says, oh, watch that, Frank. Oh, great. The day after. You will enjoy it. But you'll see how a nuclear war would be. That's all. And it's frightening. It's frightening. And that's going back to 1983. Could you imagine now in the 21st century what it would be like? I forget who said it. I think it was Scott Ritter a while back, a few months ago. And he said, do people, this is when Biden was president. He said, do people want a cindered earth with no one on it? Because that's what it'll be like, a cindered earth. And to be honest, I wouldn't like to be a survivor of a nuclear attack. I wouldn't like to be a survivor. I really wouldn't. And I don't know whether you're aware of this, but Liverpool is one of the blackest spots. One of the blackest spots in Europe for a nuclear attack. I don't know whether you're aware of that. And you can say, what? Why? Why Liverpool? And it's got nothing to do with football. But if you want to know, I'll let you know. And my mate says, our Liverpool 57 million in the red. Horrible tax here, fiddle in the books. I don't know. I haven't a clue. Maybe it's because people were saying it. Why didn't we buy anyone? So that's the spin. And he carries on by saying, Henry, that is fiddling. Like Nero when he fiddled as Rome burned. Elmo, hey Elmo, a complete unknown, the new Bob Dylan is recommended. Do you know what? I seen I never seen the trailer, and I seen the still, and you just see that because there's an iconic photograph of Bob, and he's just got his head down with sunglasses on, and that's the picture, but it's not Bob. You can tell it's an actor. Like a rolling stone, complete unknown, like a rolling stone. Great Dylan, like the poet Dylan Thomas. Did you know that's what that he names himself after? His name is Bob Zimmerman. And my mate says, I like all films, Neeson and Denzel and Cage. Is Denzel there? And Callum says, Lalana also said that Iggy was always away with the fairies a lot of times. I wouldn't know about that, but I believe you. You're a survivor of Hillsborough. That means so much more, says. When you think about things, when you have memories, and I always remember saying once I was doing something on the radio, not this one, and I said, a record came on, and when I finished, you start talking, and I said, music can bring fantastic memories, good memories, memories of old friends, memories of family, memories of what you're doing on a certain day. But it could also bring horrific memories. And there are lots of horrific memories for me. And one of them is Hillsborough. That's why, for years since then, 1989, I could never sing You Never Walk Alone when the cops sing it. And the lads when they're away, our fans and girls, at away games. I can't sing. I get choked up. Because when I start to try to sing it, all as I see is 97. Those that never came home with me. Those that never came home with me. That's who I think of every time. Edward, talking about nukes, when they nuked Japan, there was shadows on the ground. Yeah, a colleague of mine went to, I don't know whether it was Nagasaki or Hiroshima, one of them. Not quite so sure. I think it was Hiroshima. And a shadow was on a wall. There were steps on a wall, and a shadow was there. And that shadow is the dust. Suppose you I'll try to explain. You put your hand like that on it. Where am I here? I don't know where I am, You put your hand on there, like that, and you spray your hand with like a spray can, say black, And it leaves the imprint. It leaves the imprint at the end, doesn't it? Just leaves the imprint. Fingers. And that's what was left with that person. The person might have been dead, but it's gone right through him, the blast. It could have disintegrated him. But if it didn't, the imprint would still be there of him. Do you see what I mean? It's like a blast of paint. Blast of paint, say. And it just left his imprint. Or his. But I think it was a man's, wasn't it? And my colleague seen it. I said, it was amazing. And Elmo said, they said the Champions League money wasn't there. Austin says, hi Frank. Hey, Austin, I hope you're well, mate. I hope your dad's looking after you. Buying you loads of sweets and ice cream and lovely things. You look after yourself and look after your dad as well, because he looks after you. And Edward, that's true. I have memories of festivals and going out into town when I was younger. Edward, it's great. Do you know what? I seen it. I was working and I was going home. I had to go into town and get the bus because where I was, I wouldn't take the car. Wouldn't take the car, you know. It was terrible to park up and cost a fortune, cost me tickets and everything. So anyway, I used to get the bus. Used to get a taxi down, so I'd be on time. Anyway, I got a bus home. And I was walking to the bus stop and I seen this fella, and I hadn't seen him years. And he went, Frank. And I looked at him. I went, blimey, hello, Henry, how are you? And I was chatting to him. And all of a sudden, Glastonbury came up. And he said, do you remember going to Glastonbury? I said, yeah, I remember that. I said, young. He said, that was the first Glastonbury and we were there. Now, I forgot about that. I didn't know that. So I went to the first Glastonbury, which was unknown to me. All as I remember of Glastonbury was cloudy and it was a bit cold actually. And wind. And the stage where the stage was all flapping and everything, you know, with these canvas things. That's all that I remember. I don't remember anyone being on. You know, who were on, to be honest. Never had a clue. Never asked them either. Oh, he's dead now as well, Henry. So that's a memory, you know, it's a mixed up memory, as they say. And me mate, I have memories of Louisa's favourite song, Otis Redding, sitting on the dock of the bay. Sitting on the dock of the bay. Yeah, fantastic. Also was her funeral. Shall I tell you what I want playing at my funeral? It's not a song. It's a piece of music. You might know it, but then again, you mightn't. I think you might, you wouldn't. And it's Paul Barber's Adagio for strings. That's what I want. Because, do you ever watch that Vietnamese film? Not Vietnamese, Vietnam film. What's it called? Willem Dafoe's in it. And right at the end, you see him in the middle of a jungle with his rifle in his hand, and he goes down on his knees. And Adagio for strings is playing there. It's playing. It's fantastic. Very emotional piece of music. And that Francine said, "What do you want that playing, Dad?" I said, "I want them to cry. I don't want to be playing Happy Days Are Here Again before Frank, going down the aisle of the box." Gary the Rigby. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Gary. Hope you're well, Gary. He usually goes to Gracie. I've got to go now. I'm going down to Gracie. I wanted to go this morning, but Francine didn't ring me. I tried to ring her. Well, I never tried. I did. And she didn't answer me. Daughters for you. Paul Berg. Took FSG 12 months to edit this PR spin movie. Says Paul. I won't watch it, I'm being honest. It's, you and I and everybody else on the chat can get a camera in, but also, about Liverpool. And as one of the lads said, he never mentioned about why he left. It's pathetic. Sorry about that. I love Jürgen. He gave us something that we hadn't experienced in years. I love the man. So, don't get me wrong about what I'm saying about this film thing, documentary. And Elmo says, Frank, Sean Connery, when he spoke, there are places I remember. After Istanbul final, Beatles song In My Life. Yeah. Sean Connery, 007. There are places. Yeah, fantastic. Very distinctive voice to Sean. Not like, we're on the site of the castle. It's not distinctive. And it's also, is that Robert Downey's uniform? No. It's Matthew Broderick. I the first time I seen this. Do you know what I put this on? I don't know what Jason's putting up in the back end. So you've got Washington and Morgan Freeman. And Gene Hackman dead. And they don't know how he died. Him and his wife just found it. She was only 30. That's what says. But Glastonbury's great. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Snafey. Weekends greetings, Mr. C. Weekends greetings. And white rabbits to you, Stephen Snape. I wonder if I can show that. I'm trying to show. I've never took a photograph, so I'll see if I can show you. Show that slightly. Show you, the cufflinks. So let's see if you can see it in the bloody daylight. No, oh, no. See it? The grey, the emblem, Neptune. Really good. So I'm giving them away as a prize for your fantasy football. I want the fields of Anfield Road and John Denver, Song of My Frank. Powerful. Powerful. And Snapey says, my funeral music will be "You'll Never Walk Alone" and a poor unadopted Scouser, Snapey. He was frozen out outside the Thomas Frost building facing Iceland. You forgot to put in. It was the maddest story I'd ever heard. And Snapey says, German foundations are the best in the business. Believe me, I talk from experience. Slots building on them with a plum. Yes. Yeah. But lots have got to be sorted out before the start of next season. And I mean important things. Elmo. Mr. Burton, with Toby Jones' new film about Richard Burton's teacher, who he took his name from. Good drama, probably. Is that what it's called, Mr. Burton? Because I read so much on Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. And I tell you what, incredible what I read about them. But not nasty, or it was unrequited love. And I wonder if that'll be it. I doubt it, though. I like Toby Jones as well, Elmo. He's a great actor. I really do. Ackman's wife was 63, Frank. I think she was only in her 30s, wasn't she? Is that right? Don't know. Could be wrong. FJT. Congratulations from Manchester United. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. And good morning. FGAT says, Rooney is the greatest Scouse player ever. No. Sorry there, FGAT. The greatest Scouse player ever is Steven Gerrard. Honestly. And it's that's just not Liverpool bias, by the way. We even had another player well better than him, another midfielder, Terry McDermott. Unbelievable player. Scored some of the best goals you're ever likely to see. Even better than Rooney's overhead kick. But thank you, nevertheless, for being so kind. And Gerald says, Frank's mate. No, he isn't. Gerard is. And FJT says, no way. And Snapey agreed on the plenty of things to do for Slot, no doubt. Consolidation and new additions, top of the list of priorities. There are owners, new additions. My thoughts on that I said the other night when we were doing this is a phone show, remember? So let me take this on. Excuse me. It's all right, no panic. It was Arnie Snoot. He said, tell that fella, FJT, that it was Ruud van Nistelrooy who was the greatest player. So I told him to do one at Steven Gerrard. And Gerrard is the only Scouse goat. He's right there, FTJ. Rooney was the white Pele. Oh, come on, are you serious, really? The greatest player on the planet was Maradona. And Steven Gerrard was the Maradona of football. And Snafey says, McDermott was a machine, vastly underrated. But we said, he scored the best goal ever in club football. In fact, he scored two of the best goals in club football ever. The header against Spurs, and also against Spurs. Well, the header was at Anfield, and the one at Spurs, the second what came into me, best ever, was down at Spurs, a volley from the wing. A volley from the wing. half volley. An incredible goal at White Hart Lane. I know, I was there. And I was there at Anfield as well. So I seen them live. I left. It's no problem, mate. Thank you. Thank you. You're a good man. And a brave man, actually. A brave man. To come on and just say, do us a favour, can you subscribe to my channel? I know that you won't come on again, but and just press a like. Give me the algorithm. That's nice there of you. Thank you. Thank you, Steve Evans, for Austin Liverpool versus Newcastle program. See how good they are. See how good they are. And what I'm talking about here is the chat, our chat here, you people. You all ask about each other. Remember the Scottish Bear? And no one had heard from him for ages because he's ill. He's ill, and he came on twice, comment out of his sick bed. Remember the Redbird when he went missing and we were all worrying about him? And he was ill. And you just said it, Frank's mate, about Steve Evans and the programme. That's what we're like. That's what we're like. I'm talking about on this podcast, by the way. No other podcast. I'm not interested in that. I'm talking about this one. We look after ourselves. We're respectful. Albeit that we agree and disagree on things. I'm on a diet, by the way. I'm 2 stone overweight, Snapey. Thank you, FJT. Rest in peace, the flowers of Manchester United. Torres versus Blackburn I was there for that as well. When he chested it, tied it, turned, because his back was to the goal one, against Ron Flowers. Blackburn. On a sunny day. And I always said it, I when I was there, I said Flowers was there grasping fresh air. Big goal. McDermott's chip in the FA Cup against the Blues in the semi-final was up. Yes, when he just he just bamboozled everybody, didn't he? And then just put it onto his left. Who was it in goal? Bobby Sims or someone nuts like that. I forget who it was. But yes, that was at Main Road, though. Main Road was there. Everyone being fantastic with me and Austin. Jason buying Austin gifts and George with a signed book for me, and Steve with the programme. Being blessed. since Lou passed. Love you all. It's terrible, you know, what you went through. It really is. I'm still going through, but you've got to be strong for your boy. You have to be strong for your boy. Little Austin, he needs his dad. Never forget that. Snapey, the unique aspect of these pods is that you're reading a book as it's being written by the lads and lasses in the chat. Verbal evolution in its most contemporary form. That's lovely, that. That's why, Steve, you know, Snipey, that's why I said I think I'm the only pod that reads out comments. And I keep reiterating why I read them out. And I'll tell you for why. No one puts a comment up for the sake of putting it up. They want to mean something. And it should be read out. Whether it's agreeable or disagreeable. Know what I mean? That's why I try to answer or read out every single comment, even that lad, Man United fan. Must have seen, you know, on YouTube or something. And obviously just come on to see what it's all about. And I was talking about football, or you were talking about football. And I answered. I read out his comment. And it was nice of him to say congratulations, because he knows that Liverpool are going to win the league. Unless we lose every game from now till the end of the season and Arsenal win every one of theirs. Elmo, Donald Pleasance and James Garner. Oh. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. He was the 4G, wasn't he? He was the 4G. Donald Pleasance. Do you know what? I seen Donald Pleasance in a film where a Liverpool actor, Norman Rossington, and they were two detectives. He was their chief detective, Donald Pleasance. It was called Deathline. And you get it on that film 82. This is 82. Talk of Pictures or something. Brilliant. Pleasance. Come on. Pleasance. Great actor. He's evil. He's evil. What was that? Pleasant show. He's evil. He's evil. I know not film, but 100% think Nunes. Oh yeah, the film. I think Nunes, Robbo, Jota, Gomez, Kelleher will be sold. I'm not being funny. Well, that wasn't in the film that you're saying. I don't know. I go along with you there. and go along with Nunes, I don't think they'll sell Robertson. Gomez will go, and Kelleher. I think they'll try and keep all the Jota. What you've got to understand, or not understand, I'm sorry to say that, try and think about what FSG would do if those players left. Do you think that they'd replace them? Don't forget, they never replaced Ginny Wijnaldum when we were screaming out for him to be replaced. Him to be replaced. Remember? Remember me? But good shout though. But I think at least three of them. At least three of them. I think Tsimikas will go before Robertson. But we need a left back. That's why I said get in Cappy. Go out and get in Cappy. He can play in two positions. Left-sided centre-back and a left back. Arsenal can't win. Arsenal can't win well, let alone, I can't. I think we'll win the league by 20 points plus. Wow. Brave shout, that. Brave shout. Remember when I said a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago? And don't forget, a lot of pods has been, done since then. Not 2 or 3 weeks. I said, the way we're going, the most pivotal game won't be like a 6-pointer. It'll be the title decider. And that's the Arsenal game at Anfield. That's it, gone there. Snapey says, we welcome everyone in the chat, irrespective of whether people articulate their thoughts eloquently or otherwise. Each has his own validity. Yep. Agree. Yusuf. It's Yusuf. Yusuf sneaking in. Yusuf. After yesterday's outburst, I reckon Voronin will become the Ukraine president. Could you imagine him? I think not Zaluzny, because he's a warmonger, and he's an Azov. He's an Azov. Russia will not allow that. You know what an Azov is? Francine. I'll be down today, Dad. She was supposed to come down. She said on Wednesday, I'll be down tomorrow, Dad. I said, okay. That was Thursday. Then, I'll be down tomorrow, Dad. Then she didn't come down on the Thursday. Be down tomorrow, which is Friday. And she's just, she never came, by the way. And she said, I'll be down today, Dad. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're right there. Youssef, he's gone, he's finished, he's washed up. But I see people putting, I've lost a few friends actually, I'm being honest with you. And I lost a very dear friend in America. And he comes on here now and again. And he's a big red. And he's been on everything, to be honest. You know, comment, that's all. I've actually had him on my show. And I just said, what you do when I do the watch along? The next door match. And I don't mean the Champions League. What does one of you say? You better wear a Liverpool top. Youssef, I think, I don't want Zaluzny. I don't want Klitschko. These are all corrupt, by the way. These have all made millions out of all the money being sent by the Americans, by the British, and all the EU. They've been ciphering off that money. And so is Zelensky. Ciphering off. How come he's all of a sudden he can afford all these huge multi-million pound houses all over the place? They're all driving around as cronies. Did you know this? Buying property in Switzerland in Lamborghinis. I've seen the footage. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches, you name it, they've got them. Buying all these properties. How come? How come? And you know, a Ukrainian president is on one of the lowest annual salaries. Did you know that? Very, very low. So how come he can afford, and how come his cronies can afford all these houses in the south of France and Italy and Switzerland, of all places? Switzerland. We couldn't even afford a pint there. Never mind a bloody house. And Frank's mate says, I think we need extra bodies in every position apart from a goalkeeper. Yeah. Did I tell you about that Martian Billy, whatever his fucking name is, that he hadn't actually signed for Liverpool? Did I tell you that? Which was a load of bollocks. When they said he signed, Elmo says, who are the greatest speaking actors here? James Earl Jones, Morgan Freeman, and Brian Blessed. I couldn't stand Brian Blessed's voice. The greatest actor's voice was a fella I just mentioned before. The best ever. And that was Richard Burton. An unbelievable presence in his voice. Try and listen to War of the Worlds by him, narrating. Send shivers down your spine. Yes, Elizabeth, I do love you. Elizabeth, my darling. Sleepy, the perfect scenario is Arsenal. Give us a guard of honour. when we played. Imagine the fume from Arteta being obliged to do that while the Blues still search for the money from us. Yeah, where's the Arteta money? They keep shouting, don't they? Nice spring day out there today, Frank, says Edward. Yes. I hope you've said all the white rabbits before midday. Usyk for president. I'll tell you who's going to be president. Look, Putin holds all the cards, every card, every single ace he owns. He has in his hand. Every ace. And he's not going to allow. One of the things which you might know that he wants to, that his quest was to denazify Ukraine, denazify them, put them in a box and never let them out again, or a cage, as it soon matters, and never let them out. Because, as I said, that Klitschko, he's corrupt as fuck. So is Zelensky, all of them, all these fellas. And there's no way that he will allow any of those and any Azovs to become president. No way. No way. And the only person, I'll tell you who it might be, and he'll demand, and this fella lives in America. Get mixed up with these bloody names. Astorovich, or something like that. He used to be Zelensky's mate, but he's seen what was going on. He said, I've had enough of it. I can't. No, I'm not having any of this. I'm not getting involved in this. And he got off to America and stayed there. And he's an outspoken critic in America. Oh, what's his name? Can't pronounce his name, but he'll become president. I'm telling you now, because he doesn't want the war to last, to go on, escalate. He keeps being a voice of reason, shall we say. And how can people sitting out there criticizing Trump for wanting peace? They're saying, I feel sorry for Zelensky. Zelensky is a war criminal for allowing what's being allowed the Azovs to do. He's allowed all that. He's allowed us a generation of youth to be destroyed on the battlefield, knowing that he can't win the war. He's just how much money did this man need? How much arms did this man need? Arms are being sold on the black market and on eBay. eBay. If you want a big assault rifle, eBay, do you? If you want a rocket launcher, eBay. You'll be all right. A HIMARS, you'll be all right. It's ridiculous. It's the biggest washing machine on the planet is Ukraine. What do we mean by a washing machine? Money laundering. I'll get banned now, and it's all your fault for allowing me. Another appeasement to keep the fans happy, even though I don't want them, says Ed. . Who's that? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Edward, another appeasement just to keep the fans happy. Oh, I know. Yeah, do you mean when we brought Chiesa? And there'd be another appeasement? Yeah. Go along with that. Oh, the keeper. Edward, what do you think about Trump taking over Gaza and building it up? Edward, you've got to look at that carefully. You've got to look at that carefully. There are two things. One, where he's saying, and people thinking, all them Palestinians will be thrown off, which they could be right. But he could have another idea. Build it up, Gaza, because what the Israelis have done there in the 21st century is shocking. In the 21st century. Think about it. Barbaric, ethnic cleansing, genocide in the 21st century. So he might be thinking, no, let's build it up and give it to the Palestinians. I do. Not saying it will. But whatever happens, we cannot allow the Palestinians to leave their land. We cannot allow that. And I'll tell you for why. First and foremost, I seen a film once, and it was horrible. Black and white thing. And I'll tell you who was in it. One of the greatest World War I heroes, and one of the greatest portraits of a fictional detective ever, by this man who was a war hero in the Liverpool Scottish, and that was Basil Rathbone, from the Rathbone family, by the way. Hence the Liverpool Scottish. And he played this fella in a suit and everything. And he goes to this, in London, supposed to be in London. It's like in the 30s or something like that. I only ever seen it once, never ever seen it again. And he goes into this house with like his family. This beautiful house, you find in Mayfair, places like that, Kensington. Not that Kensington, Kensington and London. And he goes into this house and he just takes over from the people in the house. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Now, why I'm saying that is that this what reminds me of Gaza. By a little small country like that with 7 million people in, but the might of the American army and armed forces and everything behind them. That's Israel, wanting to get rid of every single Palestinian through either genocide or just moving them out with a bulldozer. So you've got this sort of scenario where, like that film I just mentioned with Basil Rathbone, You just say to, at the end, people go in and get them out. And to give the freedom back of their own home to the couple. And they'll never be bothered again by those couple because they all go to jail for a very, very long time. You see what I mean? So, just get shut of them. The Israelis. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going to go happen. We know what's going on. But once this conflict in Ukraine is resolved, I think you'll see some, shall we say, stabilization in Europe. We've got to get rid of also the unelected bureaucrats of Brussels. Someone has to do something with these people. They're unelected. The globalists have put them in power. Globalists, they're the people to be afraid of, like that Soros and Klaus Schwab. These are the people we should be afraid of. We're putting the likes of Brussels, unelected. They're not members of Parliament, European Parliament. They're not MEPs. They're just unelected, and they've been put in place. Why? Who are they? And yet they want to escalate the war. They're begging Trump to keep with them. That's why Macron and Starmer were over there. But he just slapped them about. And Zelensky, get over there, see. He just got slapped about, which deservedly so. And told to leave America, He was told to leave, go. And he's coming back going, shall I apologize to President Trump? Too fucking late, mate. You shouldn't have interrupted him. You should have just sat there and listened, then I'd just say, instead of leaning over and pointing to J.D. Vance, and you should have addressed him as Vice President Vance, not J.D. He's not your mate. He's a powerful man who put you in your place. I know too much about it. I know about Bucha. You wouldn't know about Bucha. Fed up with it. Fuck it. But as I said, I fell out with some people. And I don't give a fuck. These are good people, by the way. Edward, War Dogs is a good film about selling arms on the black market. Yeah. Two actors have made films in similar things as arms dealers. Nick Cage is in one, and Robert Downey Jr. is in the other. Forget them. And let's just say the keeper. Marcia Vidal, what's his name? Billy. Marsh just Billy, something, isn't it? I just wish we could sign players that are easy to pronounce names. Like Anthony Gordon. Ezra, the Cage one is good with his brother. I like Cage. I think he's a good actor. I really do. Jared Murphy. There isn't a government in the world that has fully applied the 1948 UDHR UK socialist government backing corrupt Zelensky and IDF genocide with billions while it's 300,000 homeless. I'm searching for intelligence. You won't find it. You won't find it anywhere. You will not find it anywhere. No intelligence. There's more intelligence on Mars and the moon, because every one of them have deep space heads or brains. There's nothing there. It's just deep space. It's infinity. If you try to feel it, an intelligence on these brains, you just find in space, emptiness, infinity emptiness. That's what you find. Well, I haven't got any films to tell you about anyway. That's why I wanted you to tell me what film. With Gene Hackman dying, watch some of his. Watch Extreme Measures. Extreme Measures. And Under Suspicion. And he's in it, Under Suspicion. With Hackman. Fantastic film. Excellent film. But Extreme Measures. There's another film that I'm in called Heist. Delroy Lindo was in it. Great black actor. And as Jared says, the fair in films, watched again. Absence of Malice, Paul Newman and Sally Field. Good story, great acting, and a comment on media and prejudice. Best wishes all. Off to lunch, missing footy. Best wishes. I hope you'll have a good lunch anyway, Jared. And he says, hit the likes, lads. See you next time. Thanks for that, Jared. Extreme Measures. I thought what he said there about absence of malice. There's one where I don't like this fella. I think he's horrible. Alec Baldwin and Nicole Kidman. What's it called? I'm sure it's just called Malice. It's a cracking film, but I don't like that Baldwin. He's horrible, horrible. Horrible person I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm going to end on that, if you don't mind. Got Francine coming down. And she said, do you need shopping, Dad? So I've got to send her a message, what I need. I'll tell you what I do get, and I'm getting today, because I like to tell her to get, is this. A frame for the Mo Salah, rolling down the wing. Salah. Frame for that. Whoever wins it. How's that? My good or what? Are you going to watch the new De Niro Mafia film? I'll look for it and I will watch it because I like the old Mafia ones. I like it. What I like. And De Niro's a great actor. Albeit he hates Trump. I don't mind Trump. And I like Elon Musk as well. Because he's rooting out all the corruption. But I tell you what, with the it was promised, the Epstein files, I knew they'd be redacted. You're not going to find names. There's too many mighty people on the list. It's like the Diddy, trying to say that stupid name. Think of Ken Dodd, the Diddy man. So it's like his file. Why isn't that, do you remember when it first came out? J-Lo, won't you? No, J-Lo, that actress, with the biggest bum I've ever seen in my life, full of Botox and other stuff. She held a gun in her bag, but B Diddy to go in and shoot someone or someone else shoot them, and he handed back the gun to her. She put it in the bag and went out. Why isn't she in jail for that now? Because that was exposed. See what I mean? What are the football podcasts here? What? None. Don't watch them. Oh yeah, there's a fella, but he gets on my fucking nerves, to be honest. But he's good. He analyses every game, and that's Lawrence McKenna. But he doesn't go live. It's all right. I could be brilliant doing that because I've only got to have something up there that you'll never see, and that'll be a script. And these people, they mightn't do live ones because they haven't got a script in front of them. See what I mean? And seeing the American pay the Taliban millions a month, yeah, that was that USAID. USAID, I call it USAID, USIAD. People call it USIAD. I just call it USAID. That's being given out money. But then again, it's corrupt. It's bouncing back. Suppose like I give that watch away or that program. And then all of a sudden, I said, oh, no, you're not having it. Think about it. It'll bounce back to me. I could conjure up, but I can't really because it's all this fantasy and all the names are there. You can't cheat on it. See what I mean? But suppose, like I said, I'm going to give, say like, yeah, let's see. Say like I'm going to give this away. A Victoria Cross. Suppose I said that. And then someone will ask, where's his up? Hey Frank, did you give that thing away, what you said you're going to give to one of the... I'll just say, yeah, gave it away. And who's going to disbelieve it? See what I mean? So the money's bouncing back. As I said, you say there's a big money laundering thing. That's why Elon Musk has stopped. They were even paying a propaganda. The Biden administration was paying this propaganda paper to just do all the propaganda against Donald Trump and bull up Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, coming up to the election. It was even, do you know what I wanted Trump to ask? Two things. One was about the Ukrainian kill list that Roger Waters is on, by the way. Now, Zelensky, I don't know whether he's coming here to London or Softlad's going over there to Kiev. Do you think he'll ask about that kill list? And also what I wanted Trump to ask about. Also, because there's Americans on that kill list, Why didn't he ask about that? It's horrible. Going around killing people, assassinating them. Ukrainians, that's how fucking evil these people are. And the other question about Gonzo Lira, an American journalist, was arrested, put in prison, and tortured and died. Why didn't he ask about that? Someone asked him the other day, or this week sometime, and he said, I don't know him. I've never heard of him. Who is this Gonzo Lira? Who is he? He knew who he was, because obviously he ordered his death, because he was a great critic of what was going on in Ukraine. He knew who he was. Of course he knew. Frank, noticing Jennifer Lopez's bum. And on that note, I'll leave you all. I'll see you all on Monday. No match this week. No posties. And no pre-matches. See you on Monday. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. Thanks for joining me. Bye now.